Hi guys, Scuffy Spurs Talk here, back in another video. Today's video will be previewing the London Derby, huge game for our top 4 season to keep the hopes alive against rivals West Ham United, which is tomorrow. It's a great rivalry and it's a game that both teams never want to lose. So please stay watching until the very end where we preview everything in this London Derby this weekend. I hope we're all well. Without further ado, let's crack into today's video and start with the team news with some positive news about Oliver Skipp as well. So that's good. Here we go. Team news for the West Ham game on Sunday. Latest news ahead of West Ham. And it's also got positive update on Skipp, as I said. Antonio Conte is hopeful Oliver Skipp can return to fold after the international break. The young midfielder has featured off the bench against Chelsea on the 23rd of January and now missed our last 10 games in all competitions due to a groin injury. As a long time, I feel sorry for Skippy. Great player, can't wait to have him back. Speaking after training on Friday, so yesterday, we're preparing for a huge clash against West Ham in the Premier League at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium on Sunday. Antonio gave us updates on Skippy, Ryan Sessegnon and spoke about Japhet Tanganga as we reported earlier. By the way, Tanganga is now undergoes surgery on his knee and is out for the season. I read that today. That's sad. Here's what Conte had to say about Skipp though. Skippy is improving a lot. Honestly, I hope after the international break to have him again with the team, said Antonio. Ryan, we're waiting for another scan and then to make an evaluation. Again, it's my expectation to have him back in the squad after the international break. Japhet had surgery on his knee and that has finished this season. The medical department tried to take care of the situation, but in the end it was the best solution for the player. Speaking his pre-West Ham press conference, Antonio added on Skippy. I know the player's frustration because we're also talking about a really good guy. He's a top guy, a top man. To see him very disappointed and very sad for this situation, but he has to be strong because we believe in him and we're waiting for him. That's really positive from Conte. I mean, obviously sad about Tanganga, but he's staying positive, Conte, in his interview. That's good to hear. Just with all these injuries. So that is the team news. And next predicted lineup using the tactics board. Here we go. My predicted lineup. Remember to let me know everything in the comments below, what you would tweak and change, and also your opinion, because I always read your comment, and I have 75% of the time, 80% of the time I do get back to you, but not always because I'm now on 3 social media platforms. Here we go. Hugo Lloris in goal. It would be vital for him to make some good saves for West Ham. Very good at set pieces. Christian Romero, who would be great to use aggression and physicality in this game in a rivalry without giving away a foul, ideally most of the time. Eric Dyer, playing a lot for us now. A lot of these games would be used to it. Ben Davies in the role of the back three. Feel comfortable with that back three. Sergio Reguilon, who I think will be important against West Ham, spreading the width, spreading the play, and offering different options attackingly. Rodrigo Bentancur, who got man of the match against Brighton, voted by Spurs fans. Next, we've got Pierre-Emile Højbjerg. I think they've both done well against Brighton, and be key to break up West Ham's counter-attack because they can go really quickly, can't they, with the likes of Antonio and Bowen's injured, luckily, but the likes of Antonio, Ben Rama, Rice can thread a pass through, Souček can break it up. They're very good, so Bentancur and Højbjerg will be very crucial to break up West Ham's attack. Matt Doherty, like Reguilon, I think we're important getting forward and also to cover the back three defensively. Got Heung-min Son, he's got a bit of goal drought himself, really struggling for form recently. Dejan Kulusevski, he's done so well in the Spurs shot, got another 2 assists in his last 2 games. Despite defeat Man United, he got an assist and also an assist against Brighton. And centre forward Harry Kane has a great record for scoring against West Ham. That is my predicted lineup, unchanged for the Brighton win. Let me know what you would tweak and change in the comments below, because I'm always interested to know your opinion, as I said. And more than likely, I will get back to you. And more than likely, it will be shortly after you posted the comment. So yeah, please let me know, guys, in the comments below what you would tweak and change, if there's anything to tweak and change. So that is predicted lineup, predicted score. My predicted scores above me there. I'm going with a 2-0 win against West Ham. I'm feeling quite confident ahead of this huge game against West Ham. I'm feeling confident that we'll also end the run of win-lose, 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 because we won the Brighton game. Logic would tell us that we'll lose the West Ham game, but I'm positive after the Brighton win, to be honest with you, and I still believe our top 4 season's alive, despite what I said after the Man United defeat. It's hanging on a string, put it that way. It's a huge game. If we win, then we're really, it's huge because we're on the same amount of points as West Ham, and of course it's a rivalry anyway. They beat us to start the season to make it even more tense. But I'm going with a 2-0 win. I feel quite confident. I'm going to go with a goal with Kane, and also a goal from Dejan Kulusevski. I think it's done so well recently. So Kane and Dejan Kulusevski. Let me know your predicted score in the comments below for a chance of a shout out in my next video. It's optional to play, of course. It's a bit of fun, but if you want to, the rules and conditions do apply. Rules and regulations, and those are you have to submit it in this video only. Same in the future when I do pre-match previews, just in the pre-match preview. When I ask you if you want to, and you have to do it before the ball kicks off at 4:30 Sunday afternoon, which we'll be telling you more about next, how to watch or how to listen, however you prefer. So keep watching if you want to know more about that, and we've got a lot more to come. But yeah, it also is optional if you want to play. It's a bit of fun. You have to do it before 4:30 Sunday in this video below. Good luck if you want to play. If you submit it, you have a chance to get my shout out in my post-match reaction Sunday night. If you guess it wrong, then you don't get a shout out, but it is what it is. It's a bit of luck, really. Yeah, so good luck. How to watch. We play West Ham at home, as I said, Sunday in this huge rivalry derby game. London derby. It's a 4:30 kickoff, so that's 16:30 in 24-hour clock, and it's live on Sky Sports main event and Sky Sports Football, whatever you prefer. And it's a 4 o'clock coverage. There you go. That's how to watch. And next, I've got a little bit on Premier League's campaign for No Room for Racism, something extra we're doing for the game against West Ham. I think it's quite important because there's no room for racism anywhere at all, is there? It's not right, and it needs to be stopped, and it's important that we take action against that. So I think this is really important. Here we go. Proudly supporting No Room for Racism. The club is supporting the Premier League's No Room for Racism campaign at Sunday's home match against West Ham. Since launching in March 2019, No Room for Racism has brought together the league's work against racial discrimination, sending a strong message that racist behaviour will not be tolerated. Yeah, it can't be tolerated at all. Tottenham Hotspur is committed to tackling discrimination and promoting equality, diversity and inclusion across everything that we do. The Premier League and clubs have made progress against the No Room for Racism Action Plan, which launched in 2021, with 6 commitments to create greater access to opportunities and career progression for people from underrepresented ethnics, and as well as combating racial abuse and discrimination. In 2020, the Premier League launched a dedicated reporting system for players, managers, coaches and their family members who receive serious discrimination, abuse via direct message on social media platforms. The club continues to work closely with the Premier League, which each case is reviewed, reported to relevant social media company, invested, and legal action will be taken when appropriate. In our continued support of No Room for Racism, Harry Kane and the women's first team captain Shalida Zazagin recorded a video message emphasising that racism is not tolerated and urging supporters to take action, challenge it, report it, change it. Campaign visuals will also appear on LED signature and big screens around the West Ham match. For more information, visit www.premierleague.com/No Room for Racism. That is the No Room for Racism campaign. As I said, it is really, really important. Because there's no room for racism, there's no room for any kind of discrimination. So as I said, as that article said there, report it, challenge it, stop it. So that is the important No Room for Racism. Now, getting back into the game Sunday, more passion, because that was important, so I had to be more serious there, because that is really important. You've got to remember that. A little bit that's added into it, and it's about obviously Peter Barnes. We were saddened to hear the passing of our former club secretary, Peter Barnes, who died on Friday morning, so yesterday, at the age of 77. Born in Esbrook, Peter started his career in football administration with Crystal Palace, where he spent 5 years before moving to Leyton Orient as secretary. He enjoyed 9 years at Brisbane Road prior to arriving at White Hart Lane ahead of the 1983-84 season, initially taking the role of assistant secretary before being appointed as club secretary in August 1987. His late wife, Gail, also worked for us during that time. Peter reigned for us for 13 years until he moved across London again, this time to become a club secretary at West Ham United in the summer of 2000 and spent 10 years at Upton Park before announcing his retirement. While at Spurs in 1997, He joined the FA Council as a divisional representative and was appointed a vice president and subsequently a senior vice president before retiring from the council in July 2020. After his retirement, he became a fellow of council as well as a full member of Dagenham and Redbridge FC. Away from work, he was president of the West Essex Cricket and Football Club, where he had previously played. We would like to extend our condolences to partner Carol's son David, a long-standing season ticket holder, and his wife Stacey and grandchildren Toby and Benjamin at this sad time. And I've got another obviously at this time, Tony Marshy. We were deeply saddened to learn of the passing of our former player Tony Marsh. This was Wednesday. A former captain of the club in the 1950s and part of our 1961 Football League and 1963 European Cup Winners' Cup winning squad, Tony passed away at Brimford Hospital in Chelmsford on Tuesday evening, 15th of March. He was 89. Wow, he's done well. Yeah, of course, sad, isn't it? Born in Edmonton on 21st of January 1933, Tony joined us as a junior player in the late 1940s and made his first team debut as a 17-year-old under Arthur Rowe in a second division match against Grimsby Town at White Hart Lane in April 1950. The only player who was around during both our first division title wins in 1951 and 1961. Tony was versatile enough to play numerous roles in the team. Appointed captain in the mid-1950s, he left us to join Juventus in 1957, 7 years later. He had parental roots in Italy, but due to a technicality involved in the registration of overseas players, he never played for them, and he said spent a season apiece on loan at Visitant and Toronto before Bill Nicholson brought him back to Spurs in 1959. Often serving a backup for Danny Blanchflower or Dave Mackay in midfield, he was widely considered capable of being a regular starter at most top-flight clubs, but stayed loyal to Spurs and played 6 times in the league to help us win the double in 1961 before starting in our famous 5-1 victory over Atletico Madrid in the European Cup Winners' Cup final in May 1963, as we became the first British team to lift a major trophy. Having scored 7 goals in 260 appearances across both his spells in our colours, Tony left us in 1965 and went on to manage Cambridge City, Northampton Town and Heybridge Swifts. After retiring from football, he ran a wallpaper shop near his home in Malden, Essex, and played for Malton Cricket Club. In June 2018, at the age of 85, and following a relaxation of the Football League's medical eligibility rules, Tony finally received a winning medal in recognition of his part in our 1961 Football League title success, presented to him at his home by former double-winning teammates Cliff Jones and Terry Dyson. We extended our condolences to Tony's wife, Marie, their sons Terry and Peter, and their families at this sad time. As a mark of respect, our players wear black armbands during Sunday's Premier League home match against West Ham United, with the moments of applause before kick-off. 2 pieces of sad news then, but it had to be done. Yeah, as I said, respect in the field with their families right now during these difficult times. Before I go into travel news, tactics. West Ham will sit back and tend to play long balls. They will sit deep, and they have like Rice and Souček sitting in front of the defence midfield, and they have a really organised defence with the likes of Craig Dawson, Zuma, Cresswell, Kufal, very defensive unit, and they will look to counter-attack. Despite they haven't got Bowen, they look to counter-attack with Antonio, the likes of Ben Rama. They will look to counter Lanzini, they will look to counter-attack, and they will cause problems. They're a huge problem from set piece. Souček, Dawson, Zuma, Antonio, they're huge problems. So what I would do is dominate the possession, yes. They will counter-attack, but break it up. Højbjerg and Bentancur are so important in midfield. Let the fullbacks come back into a back five when we haven't got the ball. I want to see 60-70% of the ball. Try not to give away too many silly free kicks or set pieces. If so, try and defend them really well and go for man marking and try very best to stay with your man and not get ball watched. So that is the tactics. That is the way you have to accept it. It's the way West Ham play. Last but not least, travel update, and this includes rail disruption and local roadworks. This is quite important. Fans attending our home Premier League match against West Ham United on Sunday, which is kick-off 4:30 p.m, are asked to take note of the following travel information. We recommend supporters familiarise themselves with the latest government guidance on staying safe while using public transport, and TfL's recommendation on to wear a face covering while using the network. Scheduled travel disruption in April. Supporters are advised that scheduled track closure will be in place between Cheshunt and Stansted Airport stations on the weekend of the Newcastle United, Brighton Hove Albion and Leicester City matches in April, so this doesn't affect this game, don't worry. Full details of the closures and the expanded Big Green coaching services will be in place for this match. So that's in the future. Local roadworks. Supporters are advised that temporary roadworks are in place at the junction of Glover Drive and the A1055, causing congestion in the surrounding area, including Leedside Road and Waterman Way. Supporters are asked to plan their journey in advance. Now, this is, by the way, this is now this weekend's travel disruption. Stations, Tottenham Hale. The new stadium concourse at Tottenham Hale is now open, providing access to Greater Anglia and London Underground services via a single entrance, for which a new queuing procedure will be in place. Work is ongoing on the station interchange between the services. Tottenham Hale is now a fully accessible station. Access to the Victoria Line between London Underground and Greater Anglia services is now available, following the refurbishment of a lift. Greater Anglia platforms are fully accessible from the concourse, which has entry and exit ramps. Supporters using Victoria Line are advised to use Tottenham Hale rather than Seven Sisters, as it's a shorter walk to and from the stadium. White Hart Lane. London Overground services will operate 4 trains per hour in both directions throughout the day, with all trains consisting of 8 carriages. Supporters travelling to Liverpool Street post-match are reminded that Northumberland Park services have equal capacity to those from White Hart Lane. White Hart Lane is now a fully accessible station. Northumberland Park. Supporters are advised to use Northumberland Park if using Greater Anglia services as a shorter distance to the stadium than Tottenham Hale. Trains from central London will depart from Liverpool Street or Stratford, and supporters are advised to check train times before departing. Prior to the match, 8 northbound trains per hour will call at Northumberland Park, split equally from Liverpool Street and Stratford. 7 southbound trains per hour will call at Northumberland Park, including the Stansted Express service, with the remainder split equally from Hetford East, Cambridge and Bishop Stortford. Post-match, 6 northbound trains per hour will operate via Broxbourne for the event split destination of Hetford East, Cambridge and Bishop Stortford. 9 to 10 southbound trains per hour will call at Northumberland Park, including all Stansted trains. Trains for Stratford will depart at irregular intervals of 14, 22, 44 and 52 minutes past the hour. The TfL's Rail East service between Shenford and Liverpool Street via Stratford will not, I repeat, will not be in operation for this fixture. All train services are shown on www.nationalrail.co.uk, so go check out your route now and see if there's any roadworks or problems or delays, or just what time it is. Seven Sisters. Victorian Line services will be operating every 3 minutes in both directions, pre and post match. Pre-match, the Bristol Road diversion route will be in place at Seven Sisters for interchange between the Victoria Line and London Overground services to avoid congestion on the northbound platform. Supporters using the Victoria Line are advised to use Tottenham Hale rather than the Seven Sisters, as it's a shorter walk to and from the stadium. Alexander Palace. A very limited Great Northern service will be operating between King's Cross and Alexander Palace Station on Sunday. As a result, the shuttle bus service will not be operating between Alexander Palace and the station. Queue management. Queue management systems will be in place at all stations. Supporters are asked to respect and work with staff at our stations. TfL buses. Prior to the match, the W3 will follow its normal route, but the 149, 259, 279 and 349 services will be diverted away from the high road at least 2 hours before the game. Supporters are advised to check for delays due to roadworks before travelling. Post-match, the TfL bus services will return to normal operation as soon as possible after the local road closures are lifted. Cycling. For supporters wishing to cycle to the stadium, bike stands are available at Tottenham Community Sports Centre and St Francis de Sales School, which are both located on the high road. Dedicated bicycle parking is also available on street around the stadium. Although our bag policy still applies, stewards will be briefed regarding cyclists need to carry helmets, puncture kits and removable seats into the stadium. Shuttle buses. Due to the very limited Greater Northern services to Alexander Palace Station, the shuttle bus service will only operate between Wood Green Station, which is the Piccadilly line, and the stadium for this match. Road closures. Please note, our major event day closures will be in place. That is the travel news. Thank you for watching. I do hope you enjoyed. As always, come on you Spurs, let's get 3 points in this huge rivalry against West Ham, because if we win, top four's really on, and be a really positive feel about the club as we improve our consistency. We believe, we dare, we can do. Let's get 3 points, and as always, come on you Spurs.